Good morning, beautiful family. In the light, of the light, from the light, returning back to the light. So much love to all of you. So let me see. Welcoming you to this Friday Tea Time Ascension Talk. Today I have a different tea. And Michael is not with me because Michael has his head hurts quite a bit from the frequency. So he's sitting out and I am doing this. And let me see if I'm doing this right. Let me see. I am also going to do this for the first time on Instagram. So bear with me for a second. Can you first tell me, can you all hear me well? Hi, Caitlin. So much love. Let me just see if I have this. And I think I'm going to have to put my tea here so I don't hurt myself. So let's see. Okay. Is this on? So how do I know if this is on or not? It's the first time I'm doing Instagram. 6 followers active. Now, does this mean I'm actually on? I can't tell. So Instagram family, let me see. Is this how it goes live? Oh my goodness. Okay. Everybody wait with me for a second. Hi, Valerie. Let me see if I can do it on the Ascension Alchemists page. 1 second. I don't think that's working well. So let's see. Okay, here's live. Let's see here. Oh, look at that. On the Instagram page of Ascension Alchemist, this is working. Hi, Instagram family. So much love. Welcome to Friday Tea Time Ascension Talk. Today, I am by myself. Michael is sitting out as he wasn't feeling well. So I am doing this for the first time also on Instagram. Hi, Terile. While we always have it as usual on our beautiful YouTube channel. So much love. So good morning, Caitlin. Good morning, Valerie. Good morning, Terile. Let's see what tea you're drinking. Today, I had to bring a big pot for myself because I figured there's a lot to talk about. And I put an extra couple of anise in here. This is a mixture of lavender and chamomile and also vanilla and anise. It's a funky combination. I usually take it without honey or sugar and anything like that. So Valerie, let's see, what are you drinking? Peppermint tea. Oh, I'm sorry. The energies have been nuts. I got so much to talk about. Indeed, it's been a really wild 2 weeks. Well, it's been quite a while. It's like every single day we're running into tremendous energies. Anyway, nothing is of too much of a surprise. So, hi, Christina. Hi, love. Welcome, welcome. We're just starting. Chin chin be salamati. My lavender, anise, vanilla, and chamomile tea. It's a nice combination. So Michael extends his love. He's at his mother's house. This week, as some of you know, I was out of commission, like literally on Tuesday. I was in bed at 7:30. I couldn't even keep my eyes open. So I couldn't join the Unity meditation, which was the week 44. And I have been going to bed at 7:30 p.m. Just the frequencies, the incoming frequencies are remarkable. And for those of you that saw my post yesterday with that image in the sky with this beautiful person who had captured it, my goodness, that's exactly what's happening. The reason why we are exhausted because our template is shifting, is changing, is expanding. It is becoming it's crystalline chalice, that chalice well that we talk about, that is the container of this holy essence that we are, is becoming more embodied. So you get to really also see it when it is captured, how profound it is, the frequency of the various spectrums of the light that within our DNA is now accessible because it can blast out. So it is a beautiful experience that on the outer expression, we get to, on a physical plane, we get to actually see it. And so like that image, it's so interesting. I saw it today. I posted it yesterday on my HoniB Author Speaker Healer page. And I saw this morning, it has 303 shares. And it's just phenomenal. And everybody, as soon as they see the image, they're like, wow, because there's that reawakening. There is that remembering that we are coming home. It is that incredible homecoming of our mighty I am presence and that grace of the mighty I am, really bringing its presence and its spectrum of the fullness through the Holy Christ itself, through these bodies, and it is becoming a living chalice of this spectrum of light, which carries all these virtues and the blessings, and as well as the qualities of divine that wishes to express itself. So it's just so amazing. For those of you, if you did not see that post yesterday, please see it on my HoniB Author Speaker Healer page on Facebook. It's also on Instagram. You see it. Hi, Higher Heart. So much love to you. Nice to see you today. And Christina, let us know, what are you drinking today? Caitlin, what about you? Higher Heart, what are you all drinking? And let's get to it. Terle, how you all doing? How are you really doing? Sometimes when it's just so, we call it pineapples. It's been a few years I call it pineapples because we can't even say it's so crazy anymore. It's so wild. It's like this and that. It's just freaking pineapples. Like nothing surprises today. By the way, I wanted to share this with you. I have several things that I want to go over with you. So this morning, I woke up and I was praying to Moria, and I was also doing a little hi Dimitri, it's nice to see you. And I was also reading something with Moria. David, nice to see you. David is on Instagram. We are also on this is the first time I'm doing this on Instagram. And we're also, as usual, on our YouTube channel. So when I was laying down, I got up to get up, but the room was so cold this morning. And I'd left the window open and it was beautiful. So my fingers were really cold. So I just started going like this, like we do with the extremities, they're cold. And as I was doing this, it was so strange. Well, not so strange because we all experience so much multidimensional experience. Anyway, I was just doing this, right? So as I'm doing this, suddenly I see this scene before me in my mind's eye of these like kind of like it seemed like it was definitely a desert floor. It was nighttime. There was a fire, and it looked like they were indigenous people. They had some red color garment, just like almost like underwear, but not really. And then they had these red paints things, symbols here and red here, and some kind of bandana wrapped around the head too. And they were doing this. And so when I was doing this, I saw the sink and I was hearing this chant, and my head kept going like this. And I was like, oh my gosh, what the hell is this? So I kept doing it, and I kept hearing it louder and louder. I'm like, what is this? So I stopped for a minute. I'm like, I opened my eyes. So of course I was in this dimension. Then I closed my eyes, and then boom, I hear the chant. I hear this male circle of indigenous. And I don't think I can do it right now. I did a little video about it just to capture it. So I kept going like this. Let me see. I can't do it right now. I'm going to upload the video that I took. It was so powerful. And usually, typically, when I see an image, I hear the words or the whispers or whatever communication is going on. But I wasn't going into a trance. I wasn't channeling. I wasn't doing any of that. I was just walking my head. has. So I just started laughing of how these frequencies that we are interacting with and why we're so tired, why we're so exhausted, as our DNA is becoming even more re-engineered, restructured in its full spectrum of these 12 codexes, right? Codons, these are the like quotients. So they're able to expand their frequency. Hi, Fidel. So much love. Hi, Caroline, if you're with Fidel. So what is taking place is these spectrums of light are radiating from our crystalline body that has become more in its light code frequency. So as a result of it, our physical template constantly needs to rest, as you've heard me speak about this often, just to get horizontal so it can also resynchronize with Earth's pulse. So we know the Earth's pulse, there's this magnetic field, there's this electro field. So the electrons around that, we're starting to shift and become more with the magnetic field resonance. And this pulsing that comes from the center of Gaia's crystalline heart, it is pulsing a certain pulse, and it is connected to this golden rays of light because her grid system has been activated in the Unity Christ Consciousness grid. So just let me grab this for a second. It's right here. For those of you who've been in our meditations Tuesday night, we work a lot with this. Hi, Angela, welcome. We work a lot with the Unity Christ Consciousness grid. This is the Unity Christ Consciousness grid around Earth that's been activated. So Gaia is able to irradiate through this grid her Christ consciousness. And those of us who are anchoring into this, we're able to anchor in these specific areas, bringing it in, anchoring it into her sacred heart. And so as we do that, we are able to then be synchronized, right? Harmonized. And when we have to get horizontal, we're able to be in the same harmonic resonance or coherence that is within the same pulse, that is also within the same pulse in the entire center of the universe that's pulsing the same, which is the same pulse from the origin of our soul inception spark that is also pulsing the same, which is the remembrance of these original sounds, right? The ancient sounds. So it's quite interesting. So sometimes we just cannot sleep because the cellular memory is also remembering. So you have to understand at the cellular level, we have the electrons, and these electrons that are negatively charged are carrying this spectrum, the 12th spectrum of light. For a long time, they've been only functioning really from the 7th spectrum of light. But since after 2012, more of these other 5 rays have been sort of like it's not added. It was always there. It's just become more accessible. So our physical templates is going through so much transformation and transfiguration. So it is a bit exhausting because we feel very tired. Multidimensionally, we're experiencing so much, and the physical body has not yet fully adjusted to this higher dimensional frequency of what we are, which is part of our Christed selves. And so the emotional body then goes through its more layer of, say, debris that now has to be faced so that the ascension flame can transmute it. And also within the mental body that was connected to the electric field, that was connected to the old template and the artificial matrix, that's also being revealed so that the ascension flame can also expand that consciousness. So then it goes to the etheric plane, the images and that were more of the faulty sense, that's all expanded. So that's what's happening. It's just it's like a holy shizzle show. That's what I called it in that image. Again, for those of you who are just joining us, Fidel, Angela, and Demetrius, and also David, the image that I posted on my page yesterday, that has, I think, from yesterday till this morning, 303 shares have been shared of the image of this gentleman that captured the spectrum of light behind the clouds that is pouring onto Gaia. And it's super, super exciting and amazing. And truly, it is just this moment where I find it a real celebration where our holy Christed self, the holy angelic team, the holy ascended masters, the galactic self, the true I am presence is aligning so that it can express itself in this dimensional plane. How incredible is that? Like, really, like, if you're able to recognize it, and though it's been just pineapples, right? It is truly a gift that we are here. We're having this conversation with each other. As you know, when we were doing the live 2 weeks ago, we said, wow, it is truly remarkable that we are here in the month of September in the completion energy. We've completed so many cycles. We completed so much, and we are able to have this greater awareness, right? And we are part of this great awakening. We can't be fooled. We can't be just really bothered anymore. We can see straight through the BS, the belief systems, and we have become more and more unattached and unattached to who and what we thought we were, and who and what our lives was supposed to be. And there's more of that, of who we really are stepping forward, which has to do with this awareness. I don't know if any of you have been feeling it. We know last month, particularly leading to October, many individuals were feeling this experience, like, especially from their heart palpitation. And I went through it like as if, oh my God, like, oh my gosh, like I'm dying, like I'm preparing to die. Did any of you experience this? I'm just curious. And there is truly that death of again, the older template, because we had to enter 10-1 in the new template of both harmonize, both polarities coming into unity. And that's why the October 1 was very important. 1/10/2020 coming in that alignment, and like that reset, that portal, and then we're getting ready into going into it in a magnified degree tomorrow. So we have had this sort of like 10 days, and today being another 9 completion there in the surrendering to this. Did any of you experience that? Like, oh my goodness, here I am. I feel like I'm dying again. Just curious if you like to let me know, because I want to speak of this for a moment. It's kind of interesting. Michael is not here to have the conversation with me, as we usually go back and forth. So I'm waiting for the delay. Let's see, Andrew, what you said. There were extreme parts this past month for sure. It's still there a bit this month. Yeah, last month for sure. There's for sure a little bit lingering. So I had also a couple of people that had reached out. They felt that the contract soul agreement was finishing on this plane. Now, needless to say, last month, the time that my mother went into ICU, that same week, I had several people that I knew, their parents actually crossed over. And so many others felt like, my gosh, I feel like I am actually going to like have my ascension and actually depart my body. And so we had several of those individuals reach out, like, I feel like I'm dying, honey, Michael, like, I'm excited and this and that. And I feel finally, but I feel, again, a lot of it is the templates that is sort of like being recycled because it has to be put aside and emerging. It is that crystalline body that is stepping forward. So it is still you, but just a different version of you. Valerie, yes, I have spent a lot of time in bed just integrating. Yeah, it needs a lot of integration during this time for sure. And again, nothing to be scared of. Hi, Christina. Ginger Peach, yeah. Let me see, Angela, what is it? Do you feel that we're feeling the collective too? Of course. I mean, how can you not? One part is you. You're not in separation, Angela, of the collective. We are part of the collective because the minute we recognize that presence of the I with the capital I, not the little I, that I, whether you see it as EYE or the letter I, that really represents the reclaiming of the original I, the original conscious awareness of the eternal flame, that self-fed, that never ever runs out. It is eternal. So within that eternal flame, there's been this creation of multiple levels of conscious dimensional plane. So from that, we are experiencing all of it multidimensionally, and depending on our frequency of sensitivity, we are able to access the multidimensional nature from many different dimensional consciousness simultaneously. So for example, we can experience the past, that in the software that's running into the future, into the now, into the multiverse and universes, while at the same time we are right here observing. Then we are in our Christed body. Sometimes I can see myself simultaneously. I'm inside my Christed body, and then there's a second something happens to my mind, myself, and I move up and I experience, oh wow, here I am now in my holy mighty I am. And then it drops in because I can't stay in it that long, and then it's experience. So within that, all of us that are interacting with each other, and especially social media, we are able to experience each other in the eye of that beholder of the original flame itself. So naturally, as parts of us are being transmuted, especially those of us who are working with the sacred flames, these ascension flames, we're constantly pulling these flames into all parts of us, all parts of our bodies, and all and everything around us. So naturally, the collective also is part of what we're experiencing, because we can experience its density that is in separation of what we have remembered to be the source of all creation. So let me see what else you said. Christina, yes, feeling a death experience. Exactly. Angela, I notice in self first, then later in many others, thinking they're dying. Exactly. Christina, yes, a contract has finished, taking a break until re-upping. Exactly. So that's another thing. So this is a really good segment to talk about that painting, which some of you have seen. So let me explain what happened. Valerie, you're saying, honey, I'm also seeing my other aspects timeline, myself on a different timeline. Yeah. So what is important, you're seeing different timelines. You're seeing multi possibilities. What is important is, let's say your crystalline diamond body it's so important. This crystalline diamond body is very clear. It's constantly clear. So our job becomes to constantly monitor this and see within its field if there are things that are sitting there. Because let's say a thought was addressed, say a thought was perceived and you gave energy to it, then it's sitting there. It did not go into an action. That's occupying energy within your diamond crystalline light body. And say there's several of these, or say projects, or even feelings that are attached to the past. It's sitting in your diamond light body, and then the radiance of this 12 rays is not able to fully radiate outward. So as a result of it, often you feel sluggish too. So it's very important every day this is clear, this is taken care of, and your day really, really begins, because there are different timelines that are taking place, and you get to see clearly, okay, I went through it just this week. My timeline, here we go. This past, several days ago, I was like, I'm done, just done. That timeline is ended. I can't visit it. I'm finished. And actually, I told Michael, I was like, Michael, can you, I needed several days to myself. Can you please go to your mom's? This timeline has ended. I need to be in this energy field where is this new timeline. And I just can't support that old template. It's a template we get to really experience. It doesn't feel right at all. Like we just can't even support it. Andrew says, my eyes have been drawn to that painting numerous times since I got in here. Funny. I'm going to tell you about it. So this is one of the prints that I made. Just let me go to this. Demetrius, it is incoming original blueprint of the new gold and silver platinum liquid crystal diamond shaped frequency from the universal lamp. Yes, we do have to drink plenty of water. So let me explain this to you. So what happened was, up and get over. So you all can see this on my HoniB Borden author speaker healer page, and also on HoniB Borden and Instagram. So it was last weekend. I believe last week. I'm losing dates. No, I believe it was. So what happened with everything that you've been following that I was facing with my mom in going to ICU and running around with the doctors and this and that, and gosh, facing so many different things. So I felt a lot of also frustrations coming up, because of course our schedule was completely thrown around, and usually when a loved one gets hurt, there's just so much that goes place. But also along the way, it's not happening out of chance either, because it is part of, again, what we're bringing in, what cycles have to finish, particularly in September, and coming into this gateway that was 10-1, and also for tomorrow's, which is a major portal. So I decided I was so exhausted, and I needed to go inward, and I needed to call in the higher power of my will being even more transported to the will of God instead, the will of divine from source light. And so usually when I call that in, something happens where I have to go in and shut everything. So for 3 days, I just totally cut off, and I put my earpiece on, and I go into, and the way I experience that typically is in geometric patterns, and I'm receiving message. So I put on some music, and I shut everything, and I just go into painting for hours. So, and the best way that I receive it is in geometric form. I feel like whenever God speaks to me is in geometry, and that's what I feel so right. So what happened with this was, when I was painting this, I was invoking the first ray the will of God through Master Amoria and the holy angels of the blue flame, and Archangel, of course, Michael, and Faith, and Amazonia and Hercules and a few other things. And what was happening, I was calling in, I kept chanting, not my will, not my will, not my will, let thy be done, not my will. And this kept going. So when I was painting this is 3 coats of paint, and it needed to be the spectrum of the blue, because there are many part of it that it has to do with protection, has to do with clearing, has to do with manifestation, has to do with the communication, has to do with the crystal clarity. And so after I draw this, and this has to be with the first ray of light, God's will is in a diamond frequency, is the crystalline diamond. So all of you know that I've been activating the crystalline diamond light body for 1 year and 9 months, and the end of this month is I complete with this this devotion to the Intergalactic Council had asked to support those who were the first wave and second wave that needed their bodies to become activated in the crystalline diamond spectrum. So I finished that, and what this is the ray that is materialized in this form in its blue hue ray in a crystalline diamond structure, so it can be anchored very deeply into the heart of Guy's crystalline diamond heart. And this has a triple let's see, it's a triple head crystal. This is the Atlantic crystal, and also kyanite and blue aventurine and green aventurine and amethyst. And so, and then the language, you see me doing this live as well. So what happened was, when I received this, when I completed it after 3 days, it took 18 hours, my fingers were falling off. So what I was receiving, this painting has to get to as many people as possible. I'm just an instrument that brought it in, but it's available. I put the highest resolution there, so like this, you can print it, put it on your body, call in the divine will, which works with your solar plexus and also helps with your mind as well, but particularly solar plexus. So the flame is the blue flame that has to first radiate inside your heart. That blue flame is so important, and this will help support you. So it's a gift to you. I honestly, like, I've had so many people asking if I'll sell the original, and I'm just not feeling called right now at all to it. However, I made this available free. You guys, it's a template. You guys can print it. Please have it, put it at your altar, gift from the heavenly realm. Mind you, sometimes there are artists that are very, they don't open this door to others, and to each their own, but I can't own any of this. This is like God's work, and so it has to come out and support others. There is, however, I have had a couple of people ask, honey, will you please? Then apparently, like, I just ordered one to see what happens. My friend Stephen Morley, New Heart, he was so generous. He made this into a vector format, and now I have it in larger sizes, so that the ones that will want it this size, I can actually get that printed, and I can put the crystals in, and also I can call that in. And those that want to order something like that, then I'm happy to do that. But right now, if you want, you just print one of these yourself from your printer and CVS and whatever, and let it support you. So having said that, that was very important, that's coming in even stronger, because as we move, we moved already to October, when our will is very strong with the will of the divine instead, it is coming from the mighty I am, the great I am, that is a self eternal flame of light. It never runs out. All the qualities are there. So it is from there that we get to live our life. We get to serve our calling. We get to share the goods. We get to bring the heavenly realm onto earth. That literally captures bringing the heavenly realm in a protective field onto Gaia. And we share it with everyone, everything and everyone. It's just that simple. So from that conscious awareness, then we are not bothered by where individuals are, because our responsibility becomes only to being the anchor of the sacred flame. And then so it's this, the first is the power of God is replaced within us. Then is, of course, the light of God is replaced within us. That comes from our mighty I am. And then it is the love of God. So that triple flame has to be reignited. My next painting has to be this geometric pattern of the triple flame. After this, I'll be diving into that. I was planning to do that this weekend. So let's see what happens. And so hopefully that explains. Does that explain? Yeah. Hi, Licia. I love you. By the way, my sacred sister Licia is here. You all know she is the creator of the Dragons of Light. Love these crystal beings. They're organized and they're crystals inside. So spectacular. And Licia and her beautiful husband were here this week. They got to experience me and Michael's signature healing, the combination of the Ascension Alchemist healing, where Michael and I, we had the treatment beds here. We combined both of our healing sort of like calls together in this hour and a half, and it was just such an honor to serve them. Just so grateful. And I'm very grateful to all these individuals that have reached out to also experience, those who are couples, those who are really good friends, or those who are like family members. They just want to raise in the same octave of light together with everything that we've combined together. It's quite incredible. Anyway, let's see. Valerie says, first day, El Moria, yes. Dimitris, thank you. Angela, love that picture. It just shines light. Thank you. Yeah, Angela, please print it, all of you. Really, just and if you want even the higher resolution, you can email me and I'll send it to you. But it is also, you can also go to HoniB on Facebook and just print it, right? Just put it on your desktop, print it. So anyway, so I want to go to share some funny stuff with you about my dream on Trump. So I had promised to share this. So a couple nights ago, I had a dream about Trump. And so I said, maybe, I'll talk about it. And this dream, it's so short, the scene of it. And I truly feel it really is in support of those who are Trump supporters, and it is in support of those who are not Trump supporters. It is a very right, I feel it's in the center, but you be the judge of it. I don't know. So this is the second time that I had this dream, not this dream, but this is the second time that I had a dream with President Trump. But I'll tell you the first one afterwards. Let me see, because that one was quite different. And I shall say this in that I'll say it afterwards. So let me say hello to these individuals. This is still going on Ascension Alchemists. Thank you so much. So in my dream a couple nights ago, I was, for those of you I went to George Washington University right here in Washington, D.C. So we always had to drive. I would commute to campus. So I would have to drive, try to find parking in the city. So back then I had my 525 BMW stick shift. It was so freaking difficult to try to back it in. Some of the streets were crazy, and then the parking lot was this spiral going very, very difficult. And it was just never fun trying to find parking. Parking meters were always broken, or you can't read because they have like 10 different signs. You don't know which one is what, whether your car is going to get towed or not. So this was a lot of my experience back in GW, back in when I was going to George Washington University. Anyway, so in my dream, I am. It looks like I'm in my 20s, back when I was in GW with I was all decked out, and of course my high heels. Most of the individuals that know me, I used to wear. I mean, I was always in high heels, very, very high, just high heels forever. So I was in my high heels. I just parked my car, and of course, like in the dream, I'm looking at all the different signs. There's like sign whether you can park or not park, and it's always the same. So I just parked my car, and I saw a car coming. So I came in the middle of the street, and I told it to stop, and it was a white Mercedes. And as it pulled up, I came to its passenger door, and the window came down, and it was Donald Trump, just him driving. And he had this sparkling, like glittery eyes, and he looked at me and he's like, "Hi, gorgeous." And I was like, "Hi." And it was just kind of like this surprise, like, "Hi, it's Donald Trump." Huh. So I just looked at him, and I was like, "Hey, do you know if I can park here?" And he just looked at me. He's like, with a big smile. He's like, "I don't know, but I gotta go. I gotta go. The police are after me." And I hear sirens and sirens, and there's all these police chasing him, and he just took off. So that was the short dream. That was it. And but in the dream, he was, of course, as he is, and you can tell, like, he was just like, "Hey, like, if there was enough time, he wanted to invite me in his car." And usually, like around my 20s, there was a lot of that experience in GW, just FYI. So anyway, so that was the dream. You all can interpret that however you want, because I felt like the Trump supporters would be like, "Yeah," and the Trump anti-supporters would be like, "Yeah." So I just woke up laughing about it, because I am in in a complete different place. In this mind is I listen to my friends on both sides. My job is not at all to mind that area at all. Mine is to stay in the ascension flames. That's where I'm called. So that was my dream that night. But just before I go to the dream I had several months ago, which is quite explicit, do any of you have any kind of feeling about this particular dream? So a couple of things. It's in a white car. The windows come down. He's smiling, but it's kind of like that, creepy, flirtatious, weird feeling, trying to head on a younger, chick. And then there is this, but there's this liberation, but there's also this like thriving that, "Oh, police are after me. No, police is chasing me." So any feeling, anything you're receiving from this that you like to share before I move on? Let's see. While you're writing your thing here, because I felt the timing of that was really, really powerful. So I don't see Demetrius saying anything yet. There's always this lag, so I'm going to wait to see what you all are typing or saying or seeing about this, because I'm going to then tell you about the more of a disturbing dream I had about him a few months ago, where Michael and I were actually in the dream. So let me say this for the sake of time purposes. So a few months ago, I had a dream that Michael and I were hired by the Oval Office, but specifically by President Trump. We were the healers inside the Oval Office. And we were dressed in white. Let me see, Angela, what you say. Feels like you could take it either way, depending on how you feel about it. Yeah, exactly. That's what that's what I thought. You could go either way. So inside the Oval Office, it was just him, but Michael and I were the healers, and so we were standing with our, white outfits that we wore, and and this is. It took me really when I woke up from this dream, I was so bothered, so offended, so upset, and it took me a long time to decode this one. But since I'm close to all of you, I'm just going to say what happens. You all can decode it and or share your perspective. I would be actually very curious. So what happened was in this dream, um, Michael was in the room. Trump was there. Trump had taken his pants down and his private part was out, and his private part was there was like a deformity. It was like cricket. So it like his penis was cricket. So the tip of it was on the other side. So um, so I was asked to put my hands around like this around his penis and radiate the light, the golden light. And I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And Michael standing next to Trump saying, honey, you are a healer. It's God's work. Do it. And Trump was sitting there, nothing sexual. He's just standing there with his pants on, and my hands are here. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. This is not what I am hired for. No, this is not my calling. This is not my truth. And meanwhile, my hands are here radiating this, trying to golden light. And while this scene is taking place, immediately the Secret Service rushed into the room, and they said the warplane's coming, so you can hear him. And then suddenly, Michael and I had to take Trump and take him to some secret room because we had to actually protect him and this young boy. There was this young boy. I don't know who he was, but it was a very important young boy. It was like as if he was some kind of avatar. But so when we went and hit Trump and this boy, that's when I realized that we were hired to protect this young boy and Trump. And I don't know what that relation was, but in the dream. So then suddenly, like the war airplanes coming, and so that was my dream. So I woke up. I was so upset. I had a healing session that morning. I had to cancel it because my body was shaking. I was so upset over this dream, and kind of bothered that first Michael was supporting this, and second, my healing gifts should not be going in this way. I'm not responsible to fix anyone's penis and anything like this. So there was a lot of that going on, and I was like literally shaking when I woke up, and didn't feel good about it. And it took me a while. So as I told Michael, he started laughing, and I called one of my best friends, Conchetta. She's just laughing and laughing. I'm like, it's not funny. She said, no, but do you understand? And so I was like, no, I can't fully grasp the bigger picture, but I'm starting to, I need to sit with it. So it took me several months to sit with that, to decode what really was that. But before I tell you, I'm curious to see if you have what's your feeling on it, just out of curiosity. Angela says it's getting my attention that both dreams start with the white and then both have Trump. Yeah, exactly. Inner child of Trump, maybe. Okay. Let's see if anybody else has anything else to say. I know, so I've not publicly shared that. So I figured, here we go. Since it's Ascension Talk, we're going to share it because multidimensionally in our dream state, there was a lot happening. We are in Washington, D.C., as most of you know. Let me see what Valerie says. Valerie says, The Fisher King carried a wound on his thigh, which was thought to be his penis, not his thigh. Huh, interesting. Well, a couple of the things that for me I was able to decode was that one was this old masculine energy that needed healing. So here was like the sacred divine feminine, particularly Magdalene frequency here in the Oval Office to bring this energy to transmute it. So I knew that so much. The other part of it that I knew about the sex trafficking before then, so there was that healing. The other part was the protection of the inner child. And there's this inner child there that's so pure, that's so innocent. Can we get to that part? Again, we're the protector of that inner child that may have somehow been buried so much and has to be protected because this other side is taking place. And anyway, and the other part with Michael and I, again dressed in white, in this white. So again, we are working with the white purity flame. Everything is to help purify and transmute and transcend that back into light. Hi Tabitha, nice to see you. Not a sexual dream. I think the just needs healer to support his mission fighting sex trafficking. Maybe. Yeah, I appreciate all of your consciousness, whatever comes to you. And the other part of it was, but the scene of Michael saying, honey, you have to, it's God's work, which was so interesting, which the other part of it was sometimes we as healers or as planetary ascension workers or grid workers and what have you, we are called to a certain place, but there's this resistance like, no, because the human self may have thought of it to be in this certain way, and then it plays out another way, and there's this resistance. So clearly in this, I never, ever, ever, ever imagined like what I'm working with would be applied towards the penis. Like, it's just like, to me, it's like, no freaking way. But that was something that somewhere within my template had to transcend my own limitation and meet it at a place that's like something that I would never, ever, ever, ever imagine or consider. But when you're called to serve, and it is that part, it has to be able to be so expand in the consciousness. So that was a really important part within the dream as well. So anyway, so those are the couple of dreams. There was one more dream that we have, and that's another one, but wanted to share that with you as some of you had asked. I'm curious to see what you did dream about. But regardless, we are on a crystalline field. Where we are is a direct line right underneath Washington Monument. We are working with this crystalline field again. So everything we do is here. And for those of you that you see, we have like crystals, and that's my grid behind crystals, like just crystals everywhere to help support this crystalline frequency. And Fidel, I wonder what you have to say about that. And so it's quite interesting on a lot of levels. The other part that I wanted to talk to you for just a second before I forget. So some of you know that in August, when we went to Conchita's house in Long Island, Michael and I had the honor and privilege to be inside the EE system, the energy enhancement system, which is part of the Scalar technology. It was incredible to sleep in it 3 days, but totally knocked me out with the amount that had to like wash out of my system, Michael's system, and all of that. So, and some of you know, like we got the medallions that are being activated in the EE system, and also the bracelet. And the other one is mine that I create, the crystalline diamond cord. But so anyway, Conchita, there's a friend I have here that wanted to place an order, so she's mailing it here. And so if any of you wanted any of the medallions or the bracelet, and instead of having to pay shipping extra, anything like that, if you're only in Washington, Maryland, DC area, please contact her directly. See if you want the amethyst one, or like the purple agate, or like this is the white jade, or the lapis, whatever one you want. You pay her directly. I make no money in this, and neither do I want to. I'm just helping out because I wear it every day, and I make my own crystalline creations that are 108 counted and coded with all the frequency of the higher plane. And this is devoted actually last year to the El Moria and Archangel Michael and all of that, and Mother Mary. But the other part of it is, so if you want, she'll be able to mail it here, so you don't pay shipping, and you can just pick it up. So please contact Conchita. Her email is chichibean1111 at gmail.com. I think I said that right. If not, I'll provide that for you. So if you wanted to, and that's part of this. Here we go. I'll show you. These are the body gear that helps support your energetic field, and it is part of the energy enhancement system. So Michael and I wear ours, and I just really love it. I can't ever really mention anything if I don't love it. I don't use it. I don't enjoy it, and it's not that I make money off of it or anything like that. As most of you know, majority, just about all of you know, that's not how I function. I wear it, I use it, and I stand by it, and that's why I just love it so much. So if you wanted to, please let me know. I'll connect you with her. So that's that. Let me see, Valerie, what did you say? The wound to the king's thigh penis is thought to be the wounded masculine, which resulted in the escalation of the patriarchy and the diminished feminine. It's the Grail King, Fisher King story. Oh, interesting. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Valerie. Thank you. That's beautiful. Speaking of amazing stuff. Okay, listen. Oh my goodness. So please, everybody, again, this is not a product endorsement. I freaking go crazy over this. So it was 8 years ago when I was starting my planetary service. I was looking for a really, really remarkable power bar that was super high in antioxidant, because I was getting on the road, and it was, 8 years ago, September. So I was looking for something that would be very sustainable. So I looked, and I came across this thing called Just Great Stuff, which I wanted to have chocolate in it, and it's mixed with acai berry and a few other things. It's cacao and acai. So for a whole year, I was very much, this was a big part of me on my travels, on the land. I always had one of the bars, and over time, I kind of lost, and you know how when you eat something so much, you kind of drive yourself crazy after what you don't want anymore. So that's what happened. So by so-called chance, a couple of weeks ago, I came across, I don't even know how, I came across it again. It's called Just Great Stuff. And I was like, oh my God, it's been so many years. I ordered a pack, and I've been having it. This is what it looks like. It's with dates and cashew and cacao and goji berry. And it's just fantastic. No product endorsement. They don't give it to me for free. I'm freaking nuts about this. I'm glad I found them, because I've been having them every single day. And you all know I make a lot of stuff, but just to have this again. So go to her website. It's Betty Louise, and I'll tell you the ingredients. I don't have my glasses on, but it is dates, goji berries, cashew, cacao nibs, cacao powder, and then rice protein, and something powder that I cannot read right now, and then sea salt, and something else. Really, really amazing. So enjoy that. Anyway, so let's talk about the frequencies. We spoke about them a little bit earlier. We are getting ready for 1010. Are you all ready for 1010 tomorrow? Do you feel it will be like when you enter October 1st? Have you had like these 9 days to adjust your frequency? Are you having a lot of body aches, head pressures? Is your, vision blurry or anything like that? I'm very curious to know. Let me know before I start talking about this tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow's gateway. I am so excited. I asked again, Michael is at his mother's, but poor thing, his head doesn't feel well today. His head has a lot of pressure from the incoming frequency. So he has migraine and resting today. And meanwhile, I couldn't be happier to have the place to myself and so I'm just excited to paint again and just to enter the frequency of this, my gosh, this mastery plane and this gateway of the 11 tomorrow. So excited. Let me see. Oh, by the way, Instagram is finishing up. So much love. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining on Instagram. So nice to see you all here. So much love. If it shuts off, it shuts off. Thank you for being here. It's the first time. Yay. So it was so beautiful. Oh, Fidel, the name of it is called Just Great Stuff. And please do buy it from her website. It's Betty Lou, and it is on www. Oh my goodness. I have to put my glasses on. I'll put the link here. I can't read the... Betty Lou. I'm sorry. I can't. My glasses not on. I'll post the link. Anyway, so tomorrow this gateway is so powerful because from 10:1 to 10:10 it's going to be even more expedited, even more stronger, and it's like power to the 10th. And so whatever these past 10 days has been, if you've been detoxing, you've been freeing more stuff, you've been clearing your plate more, you've been clearing your planner more, you've been clearing your home. I've been going through just clearing, redid the whole closet again, like just getting rid of things and declaring my space. This is very much part of this frequency, because one of the things that is happening, we are inside this, like again, we go back to the drawing, the template wants to be very clear, so it can only radiate the tube of light. So the crystalline tube of light in us is expanding through our 4 bodies. So it is pouring through the Holy Christ self in all the way to the heart of Gaia. And it is anchored into the pulse, into that diamond portion of Gaia right in its center. So it is a center to center to center alignment. That's what that picture represents as well, that painting I did. So what is amazing about tomorrow is that like today, what they were showing me is this template that is within the inside the heart, that the physical body we're in has this diamond structure in the heart, right? Then the emotional body, it expanded to this diamond. Then the mental body is expanded to this diamond. Then it's the etheric body is expanded to the diamond. Then the spiritual body is expanded to this diamond. So within this, and then we're inside the crystalline tube of light. So as this crystalline tube of light is there, and we're calling it in, and we're inside the diamond, these diamonds within diamonds are spiraling. So we are creating the fields. There is the sacred feminine, sacred divine masculine, the vertical, horizontal, the unity. All of that is happening simultaneously, and it is being blasted outward. It is so powerful. So usually 10:10, Michael and I, like last year, we were in Greece doing the work on the volcano, and we're always, for last, 7, 8 years, I've always been on the land. It's strange not to be on the land tomorrow, and I'm just called to be right here. So I'm going to be working with it right here. Speaking of 10 years ago, tomorrow, I was in Washington, D.C. because I was part of the Living Green movement. And I remember the day 10, and we had a whole event outside. And I was back then, I had all my eco-conscious vegan product line. I had closed my center, but I still had my product line. And we were having a full gathering to bring the higher awareness, higher consciousness on this 10 energy. So having said that, tomorrow is 10 years later, but tomorrow is magnified to a whole nother level. And this is very important before we get into the 11 next level of the octave of light. So wherever you're going to be, see if you can be in nature, although we here in Washington DC, cloudy and rain tomorrow, but see what you can do. If you can anchor it in nature and really pull it into the heart of Gaia, it would be the best. If you can lay horizontal, would be incredible, and breathe into it. Some of the decrees are really, really important around this. Again, like with this one, if you're going to do it, do the not my will, not my will, not my will, let thy be done. That's a very powerful one. And then also the tube of light ascension. That's a really, really good one. I did do a video of that, which I can send to you, and you can say that. That's a really incredible one. And I feel what is happening with that, you get to stay in your ascension flames. Each of them have their own purpose, and you're able to address the things that are surfacing your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, your etheric body, your spiritual body, while individuals, whether they're awakened, conscious, or unconscious, wherever they are, they're going through this, but by your presence, being in your I am, you're able to, without directing, influence the entire surrounding, because it is that in which is in itself that is part of the entire creation. There is that reclaiming of its sacred flame that is within all, and you're able to just the presence that has not remembered slightly remember and come closer to its own divine light of truth, which once it reclaims it, it's the one truth. So hopefully that makes sense to you, and you can really enjoy and embrace it and have a field day with it. I'm just so excited to be myself and paint, and I'm trusting maybe tomorrow I can paint the flames in its geometric pattern. I don't know. I don't ever decide it. It's when it's coming in, then I'm able to do that. So we'll see what happens. And what else to tell you? So let's also do the Ascension Flames real quick. Let's see the Oracle card, what message we have for today, our group. One moment. So just take that breath in. Let's see what the Ascension energies have in the store for us. Not in the store for us. How about just this now? What message is coming to us in this now? And I'm being reminded to go over something very important regarding social media with you all. Just 1 second. I'll do that in a second too. Okay, how beautiful. So we have Kuan Yin as our beautiful oracle message of 43. Kuan Yin is the master of 12th ray of unconditional love. She radiates a vibrant, certic, pink light of divine feminine energy, love, and compassion. Kuan Yin is re-empowering women everywhere and bringing forward feminine wisdom in men. She is inviting you to develop your divine feminine qualities, including your healing abilities, Find ways to nurture and empower others and yourself. Give permission to go with the flow and share with everyone for the highest good. This will subtly affect your stellar gateway chakra and build the Antakarana bridge to source. Affirmation: I act from my divine feminine wisdom. And so it is. And beautiful one. Thank you, Kwanya. She's just so loving. So loving. The other thing that I wanted to share with you regarding the social media these days, I know the energies have been very, very challenging with what we're seeing. I feel like the level of opposition and the polarities of forces in individuals that we personally know is so it's just so incredible. And I feel that on a personal level, what I'm seeing is individuals that I know, and I've known for a number of years, and those they've come to our circles, all of that. The level of, my God, like anger and hate that comes out, it's been quite the surprise, I have to say. And I've just chosen to sort of like step back a little bit, not really interact, not because I feel like I'm offended or I'm triggered. No, I just feel, as I'm listening, I want to, and I'm feeling called to really embrace this frequency that I'm in its flow and movement and dance the way it is, with individuals that it feels more harmonized. So the song isn't hitting a wall somewhere. It's more in its fluidity of like water. So, and it is an action from a place of higher love that I'm choosing to little bit step back, not disconnect, but just step back and let individuals be exactly wherever they are, except wherever they are. And I do find the interaction with the family of light, such as you all, to be of most importance, even greater now, where our fields can really be together, supporting each other. Those of us that feel the same, and let others who are not, let them also be in trust that wherever they are is exactly where they have to be. I don't feel at all it is my job, my responsibility to awaken anyone. That's not mine at all. And it is also not my responsibility if individual that I can clearly see is taking a different path, let's say chosen to really go towards dark. I also have to fully support that, because there is an agreement on a soul plane that we don't necessarily see, that is part of their experience. So I also have to really embrace that and just let it be. But meanwhile, I have the choice to embrace whether I wish to interact with this individual or not. You see what I mean? So that's what I'm very, very, very clear about right now, and no problem. And the other part that I want to share about this, as more unfolds, we have about less than a month till the elections and whatever happens after. One of the things that I found myself supporting some of my dear friends is when they call whether they're on the Trump side, whether they're on the Biden side, or whether they're on the Republican side or Democrats, it doesn't matter. As long as they're not far off extreme, that's the part that I've withdrawn. But they're somewhere in here. When they call and they want to talk because they're upset, I get to actually hear what's going on inside of them. And why are they really upset? So like one of my dear friends had called me. She's like, honey, I just want to talk to you. Can I talk to you? I said, sure. What's going on? She said, I'm really upset. This thing happened with the Congress and the seat, whatever. I don't even get involved with it. I just listen because I just don't even bother. And so she's, I'm really scared this happened. So I just listened to her. I just let her speak it out. And I looked at her. I said, isn't this beautiful? This came up. She said, what do you mean? I said, well, thank Goddess for this situation that you are facing, something that you're really afraid of. I said, can you let yourself be closer to your divine I am presence, your mighty I am, to your God's truth, your God's will, your God's love, your God's power, to trust. Doesn't matter who takes the seat, you are going to be okay. That you're really going to be okay. And, you're protected. Doesn't matter. So it was so amazing. So she looked at me and she's like, wow, I never thought of it that way. So that really shifted her energy. Interestingly enough, another friend who's in the opposition of this friend, she called me and she had the same concern. I really hope this happens. So I talked through the same thing. So what I found is that it seems like I'm in this position of really neutrality right in the center. And I couldn't be more grateful that I can just hear, no trigger, no bother, letting individual be exactly where they are with their belief system, wherever they are. I can't say that I'm in that exact place when it's extreme level hardcore this way or extreme level hardcore that way. Not quite. Not that's a bit harder. Haven't gotten there yet. But all these months in here, I can just stay here and I can just hear but really hear compassionately what they're afraid of, what they're concerned about. And I get to help them come to this place of trust, whichever side they're in. And that feels really amazing. It feels really good to me. And it is, Kristen, I was going to say, it was exactly like how my dream was, the first dream, just like that as well. And that feels really positive and feels amazing because it feels like I'm exactly where my position is. I'm here to hold the light and let individuals see their light in the midst of their, let's say, difficulty or challenge or concern or anxiety. But this is also the same position I'm in with my mom. So while my mom is concerned what's gonna, it's been beautiful because we've gone to different physicians, and so a few of them they're like, no, you gotta do surgery, and so she's a little badass too. So I said to her, Mommy, do you believe you have the power to totally heal this? She's like, yes. I said, wonderful. So do you want to, also engage in that? And you do your homework with all of these things they're saying, but do you want to do this? So, and it seems like I can support her in accessing her light and feel very empowered while this chaos around is taking place. So I just felt to share that because so over these next 3.5 weeks, what we're going to go through, it's only going to escalate, escalate. And as we go, let's say to tomorrow's major portal gateway, as we're expanding in this octave, you have to know the opposition force that has worked so hard in maintaining the artificial matrix and the domination and control and programming and all of that is going to do more of its attempt even higher so that it can create the friction where individuals can be distressed, because the minute you're distressed and the minute you're threatened, your emotional and mental body gets affected, and you very easily give your will, you give your power, and you actually give your consent. So very, very easily without you recognizing it. And this has been played out so much within the media, within the music, within what we see. It's so easily pulled in, and next thing you know, you just feel like crap. You don't even know what happened, but because you actually gave your consent to it. So please pay attention. These next one, do your best to really sit with that. I don't know what your morning practice is, but if I were to really say one thing, strengthen that morning practice before you address anything, anyone, especially if you have children. Get up earlier before the children. Have this, like, for example, your light, have your candle light on. Tune into the diamond heart, tune into the diamond body, tune into this vertical axis of light. Print one of these, like I told you, put it around you, call in the God's holy will into you, strengthen your field, call in all your guides, breathe it in, say your invocations, breathe it in, breathe it out, and build it with such a strong light first before you go on your Facebook, your social media, or anything. So you just stay in this place. Make it stronger with the power of the illumination force of light, of love, and the will inside of you. So as you go through this, you're not going to be thrown around. Whatever happens, that you are going to be completely well, completely taken care of, completely protected, no problem. So I really, really want to share that, and hopefully, and let people be wherever they are. It's totally okay. Let them be, You can see through so much these days, and just let it be. Let them be. The other part that I want to wrap up with, to share with you also, end of the month, in October 31st, I teach the much anticipated, much waited, thank you so much for all the patience, the ancient sacred breath of the whales, the Arasatma, level 1, level 2, level 3. So it's going to be end of October, mid-November, mid-December, the 3 levels. The level 1 and level 2 are very much similar. Level 3 is completely different, that you use your breath to birth the new realities. But you first have to clear. So level 1 is all about clearing the prana tube from lifetimes. And the material comes from the libraries, living libraries of the whales from 75,000 years ago, which I feel extremely blessed that about 8 years ago, I got to study with an oracle who I learned these 3 levels, and then I was granted the permission to take it to many countries such as Turkey, Dubai, London, Spain, and France, and Australia, and South America, and of course in the US, to assist individuals that were called to this. And then I had taught it here in Washington, D.C. as well, Miami, Los Angeles, and there was a group that was really waiting for it again. So it's been 3.5 years since I've taught it here, and I had people ask, can you please reteach it? So I do start that. I'm pretty much almost maxed out with the class. There are only going to be a couple of people attending in person here, but it's on Zoom. It is 2 hours. It's extremely powerful. The first class particularly is very, very highly detoxifying, because your entire prana tube opens up, and it is where the breath of the whale is breathed through it. And but what happens is that it's 7 7 stages of breath. It's 7 breaths within each stage. The first 4 breaths, individual sitting. The last 3 breaths, individual is laying down. It is full 2 hours. You have to drink a lot of water before, a lot of water that day, a lot of water the next couple of days. And I highly, highly say the next day, you really shouldn't plan anything. I can't stress this enough. Most of you who've had quite a bit of inner work, you'll be fine. And it is not for beginner at all. Anybody that's newly awakened, no way. It's not for them. It's for those who've done their work quite a bit. They're there and they know exactly, okay, this is it. I can now start creating the new realities with my breath. But it's the mechanics of how to do it, how to birth it. And it's so sacred. And it is my most sacred contribution on earth. I would have to say that I've been honored and blessed to serve so many countries, so many individuals. And I'm looking forward to it. So that's the end. If anybody felt called, please be sure to reach out to me. You have to read the email. And then only if it truly resonates, you do this, because you have to, you got to show up for it. And I'll take you to the breath. And it's a bit of a kick-ass, the first one. And the second one is fun. The third one is like just tears and tears. So anyway, just want to share that. You can email me at honeyb1111@gmail.com, only if it calls to you. So anyway, love you all so much. And today is, let me read the angel's message for today, as Michael is not here. And I believe today is day 283. So let me see. I had pulled this up here. Let me see, is this correct? 283. Let me just double check. 1 second. What? I think it's 283. 1 second. Yeah, I was right. Okay, so here's the angel message for today. Know that you are lovable just as you are right now. So close your eyes. Uncross your legs. Feel that breath. And here we go. You don't need to change to earn God's love. You've always been cherished and adorned just for who you are. Everything about you is lovable. Of course, your compassionate and kind behavior is valued. But please know that you are appreciated no matter how you act. The more you can hold this kind of acceptance towards yourself, and the more you relate and enjoy your experiences, the better. Life isn't about winning the approval of people's egos. It's about accepting and blessing that the egoless spirit always extends to you. The former is a goal that can never be attained, and the latter has already been achieved. Today, relax in the knowledge that we angels love you just as you are right now. Let go of any tension about yourself and enjoy the gifts of today. Thought for today. Please repeat after me. I am love just as I am right now. For God and the angels always value me. Unconditionally, I let down my guard and allow myself to find peace, knowing that I am lovable for being myself. And so it is. That's a beautiful one. Oh, such a wonderful one. Oh, I love you all so much. It was so wonderful having you, Valerie, Angela, Christina, Fidel, David Dotson on the other channel, Demetrius, so much love. Tabitha, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss anybody else. Caitlin, thank you so much. Please drink a lot of water. Enjoy yourself. Thank you so much for being with me today. Missed Michael, but happy he's resting today. And may you have the most wonderful Venus Friday. May you always be shining and radiant, just dazzling in your gloriousness. May you get some just great stuff. And please, please receive my gift from my heart. It's not my gift, honestly. It's God's gift. Let it be passed on to you, support you in any way. As you know, I do a lot of free stuff because it's just God. And then I have some of the events that are paid with love gift offering to help support. But I do quite a bit because it's just, it comes in and it has to go out. I can't own it. So much love, so much gratitude. Thank you so much. And I know, Lichia, you'll be in the class. Fidel, you and Carolyn would be in the Aristotle class. I'm so honored. And it's going to be amazing. And if anybody wanted one of the medallions, please email me right away. Or let me know so I can connect you with Conchetta. You can place the order. So once she ships the stuff, you don't have to pay additional shipping. So much love. Have a magical day. So much love from the depth of my heart to all of you. Aho, everyone. Oh, I forgot to mention, this Monday on Ascension Alchemists, we are going to have our guest, the third series of Sacred Divine Union, Raw and Real with Keleena and William. You all know who they are. It should be a really wonderful one. Join us. Bye-bye.